About a month ago, I purchased my first fun performance mod for my C5 Corvette build. That is, if you're not counting the wheels and tires I had put on the car in September of last year. So in this video, I want to go over what that mod is, unbox it, and tell you guys a little bit more about it. So if you guys watched my C5 Corvette driving review video I posted back in December, one of the talking points that I touched on in the video in regards to how this car drives is the shifter and shifting feel. Now, if you're familiar with Corvettes, and in particular the C5 Corvette, you'll know that the stock shifter is not the greatest. It's pretty notchy, it's got really long throws, and over time it actually can get misaligned, and that means that the linkages develop a little bit of slop. So in this car, if you're not familiar with the Corvette, the transmission's in the back, the shifter is in the same spot as any other car, so the linkages are pretty long. So any bit of slop in the linkages kind of gets propagated over that distance. So if there's a little bit of a misalignment from that or the bushings, the gear changes won't be very clean and precise feeling. So the car hasn't gotten to that bad of a point yet, but it's definitely getting there. So I thought now is the perfect time to invest in a better aftermarket shifter. So when you're researching aftermarket shifters, especially for the Corvettes, one of the most common companies that comes up in forums and videos and whatnot is MGW. And since this is going to be a really fun autocross build, I wanted to really invest in a good quality shifter. So that kind of led me towards looking more into this company called MGW. A lot of people, what they'll do with the C5s on a more budget setup is they'll switch to the C6 shifter because it is significantly better than the stock C5 shifter. At this point though, I was going to go through the trouble of replacing the whole shifter. Might as well go for the best one possible, and I've heard raving reviews about the shifters that MGW makes. I actually had a friend in college who had a C5 Z06 that had an MGW shifter, and it was just amazing. It's one of the most highly recommended mods that will change the driving feel of a Corvette. So I pulled the trigger on a really nice MGW shifter for this car. Now before I get farther along in the video, I wanted to just put this disclaimer out there and preface that this video is in no way, shape, or form sponsored by MGW. I bought this shifter completely myself, so this is just a completely honest review, and I love doing product reviews and unboxings and whatnot, so I thought this was a cool opportunity to feature this product that's going to be going on the build here. Like I said, when you're looking for aftermarket shifters for Corvettes, Camaros, Mustangs, MGW is one of the most highly mentioned companies out there, along with like B&M, Hurst, etc., etc. And when I was looking more into MGW, I thought that this was the shifter I wanted to go with, but one of the things that also came to mind was, what does the acronym mean for the company? I don't know, I always am interested to know what different acronyms mean, whether it be for work or just general everyday life, so I decided to do a little research on MGW's website to learn a little bit more about their company, and it's actually pretty cool. So when I went onto MGW's website to figure out what their acronym meant and learn a little bit more about their company, I was originally anticipating it to stand for someone's name or something related to cars, but it actually stands for Maryland Gun Works, and it all has to do with the origin of the company and the products that the company was producing when they were founded. Now the company was founded in 1984 by a gentleman named Louis Ciamillo, and I apologize if I butchered your name. I did the best I could based on the pronunciation I know of, but he founded this company in 1984 and produced firearm parts. In particular, it's a machining company, and it still is today, to produce precision, high tolerance machine parts for firearm, for the defense, and law enforcement industry. And so they did that for a while based on their company history page. And then his son, George Ciamillo, joined on, and he had a passion for cars, and that's where the company started to get into the car industry. So I'm actually not too sure if the company is still producing firearm parts. That's something I'll have to do a little bit more research on, but I just thought it was a really cool story that I came across on their website, and I just wanted to share it with you all before I unbox their shifter. So it's a really cool, they're based out of Georgia, a small company. They have a big machining shop and warehouse where they produce all their parts, and all the shifters, from my understanding, are made to order. Mine took about 3 to 4 weeks to get here once I placed the order. So everything is really high quality. They use aircraft grade parts. So like I said, I thought that was just a really cool piece of history, but enough of that. I'm gonna actually get to the shifter now and unbox it, show you guys what it looks like and what you get when you order one of these shifters from MGW. Okay, so it came in a box about this size. Like I said, it took about a week to get here via UPS ground. Once they got notification that they shipped it out. And the company, like they say on their website, they do not charge you for the cost of the shifter until it actually ships, since there sometimes is a delay in getting these fulfilled because they are, I'm pretty sure, made to order and they're not commonly stocked. Alright, so you get your invoice there. Okay, so upon opening it at first, this is what it looks like inside. So you got, I'm guessing, what the shifter is here, and then maybe some supporting hardware on the other side. Okay, so we got some hardware here in this bag, and as well as an Allen wrench, a few different, and a sticker. Sweet, that'll be going either on the cabinet up there or on my toolbox, so that's cool. And inside this little, we'll do this foam packaging next. So this looks to be like the base of the shifter. All really nicely packaged too, so nothing gets damaged. Okay. Yeah, so this is the base of the shifter. Oh man, that's so cool looking. Let me refocus the camera. So you can see we got the shifter here, C5, C6, or C7. So I guess one shifter works for all 3 model years of the car. So this is the part that mounts to, I believe, your trans tunnel or the torque tube, and then you got the threaded hole here for the actual shifter. And then the bottom part, which is the ball that goes in and is what actuates the linkages, is in a little bag that it has grease on it. So that's kind of cool. Good preservation, keep it lubricated. Put that back in the bubble wrap. So now, the final piece here. Like I said, this isn't a crazy unboxing, but just wanted to show you guys real quick since this is a really cool mod I'm excited to install. Okay, so we got some type of, so this plate, it looks like it's to help you align the shifter in the neutral point, I believe. This looks like some thread locker. Some special foam for sound deadening or vibration dampening. That's what it looks like here. Yeah, here's some more. This is some of that matting that you put for like sound or vibration dampening. Is from the looks of it. I have yet to, I gotta do some research on how to install this thing. I've never installed a shifter in a Corvette before, but they have a really thorough step-by-step on their website. And of course, the next video on this shifter will be actually installing it. So the final piece here, again in bubble wrap. Okay, so this looks like the base that the other part then mounts into. And that just, oh, looks so cool. I love the billet look, the hardware and everything. I'm definitely probably, unless I change my mind, I think I'm gonna run this without a shifter boot on it just because I love seeing like mechanical, you know, metallic components like this, so I'm stoked to get this thing installed. So it looks to be like, where did I put it? Oh, it's in here. So it looks like this is your base that mounts to the car. I was mistaken before, and then this part mounts to this guy. So, like I said, I got to do some research on how to actually install this thing, but I will be doing a thorough video on that. Like I said, they do have a step-by-step tutorial on their website, so that'll be the best like resource to probably figure out how to install it. But I always like doing you know, tutorial videos myself because I can kind of share my personal experience and maybe add some tips that other videos might leave out or anything like that. So again, I just want to do this video real quick to show you guys the new shifter that I got, talk about the company a little bit, unbox it, and showcase the really cool, nice quality shifter that's going to just completely change the driving feel of the Corvette. I'm so stoked to install it. So I will probably have to finish up the front end of the car first before I get to installing it. I obviously want to install it and start using it, but the current state of the Corvette, I can't really drive it right now because I got to get the front end situated and finish that up. So then once I get that finished up, probably in a few videos, then I'll be doing the shifter install so I can actually drive the car and give my impressions on the improved driving experience over the stock shifter, which I'm sure it's going to be just on a whole new level. So I'm really stoked about it. So if you guys aren't already subscribed, definitely subscribe to the channel for all sorts of more C5 content to come, because we are in the thick of this build. We got some really cool content coming related to mods. 3D printed parts for sure are coming as well. So thanks again guys so much for watching, and other than that, I will see you in the next one.